right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. He's your host.
People, thanks so much for tuning in to the new Black Wall Street. Is ERGJ, certified financial educator here to give you the news that you can use today in the market. So as we head into the market today, I want to be able to provide some information for you of what we're going to be looking out for. Now, before we get into that, got some upcoming announcements tonight. We are going to be meeting to talk about the Sprint and Jay-Z title deal. So if that's and it's something that you've been looking at, of course, Sprint just presented that company for $200 million. We're going to be talking about what is that going to do for Sprint stock. I believe Sprint stock right now is trading about $9 per share. Is it a good time to get in? Well, we talk about that tonight during our investment session. So you can find that information at www.ergj.net. We also have next Tuesday, we have the marijuana session coming up. And then we also have upcoming classes of the introduction to foreign exchange and also stock market 101. So you're going to foreign exchange, you're going to learn a little bit about trade, how to trade currency. And then the introduction to stock market class is going to be teaching you giving you the 7 steps to owning your first stock. That is the beginner's course for you there. But anyway, we're going to head right into what's going on in the market today. Good morning, Mr. Tate. How are you? Good morning, Kenyatta Dean Bacon. I'm assuming that's a woman. I'm not quite sure. Mr. or Mrs. Bacon. Could be a guy, could be a girl. Kenyatta is a pseudo name, I guess. But good morning, and nonetheless, brother or sister. Today, man, we got a big day for earnings today. Big day. A lot of blue chip companies and tech giants are reporting quarterly results this Thursday. So before the bell, that's going to be, they're starting to report right now. Comcast, Caterpillar, Ford, Fiat Chrysler, Sherman-Williams, Southwest Airlines, they are all reporting before the bell. We got some big companies as well. We got Microsoft, Starbucks, Google, all are releasing their earnings today. Before the bell and after the bell. So before the bell is anything before 9 o'clock in the morning. So they normally start reporting about 7 a.m., having their earnings calls with their investors and talking about what they've done for the past quarter, but also what they're looking ahead to do, their forecast. So that what the forecast, another word for forecast is guidance, their outlook for the future, and then also how they performed last quarter. So this is where you get your quarterly results. So when I say something like, hey, their profits rose 13%, that's for a quarter. That's not for a year. Just to keep that in mind. So these are quarterly results that they are releasing. Hey, okay, I'm sorry, Miss Bacon, Miss Kenyatta. I figured it was a woman. Hey, what's going on, Cookie? How are you? Good morning, Justin. Miss Hollingsworth. What's going on with stocks and trading? Hey, it's okay. That's why we have the class to teach you about stocks, and that's why we also have our investment session, so you can join in on the conversation. You get more familiar with it. As I said before, I was unfamiliar too until I started joining the kitchen table. I started sitting with those Asians. I started sitting with those Indians. I started sitting with those old white men who were talking about the stock market. And so it's no different than anything else that when you want to learn, you get in on the conversation. If you want to be a doctor, right, you don't know that language. You don't know that jargon, but you go to school and you learn all the medical stuff, and then you also go do what they do, clinicals, right? The same thing here. We just got to learn the language, which is the investment education and the terminology, and then we got to do the clinicals, which would be us doing paper trading and walking through some of the things that you see in the market. So that's why we had the classes set up. No different than anything else. You can learn anything that you want to learn. You got to just join you got to join the conversation at the kitchen table. Anyway, meanwhile, United Rentals and eBay shares could surge after the companies reported better than expected results last night. On the flip side, Mattel, which makes the Barbie doll, they had a bad day yesterday. Set the tank after releasing earnings that came in below expectations, so we can expect Mattel to tank. Now, when we start talking about this, when earnings come out, guys, it gives investors an opportunity not only to know what has happened and where they're expected to go forward, but even from the short-term investors, those that, some people consider penny stocks, other people will consider doing options. When you learn those strategies, you can actually play off of momentum or off of the movement of price, and you can make money that way as well. So That's going to be a little bit more for advanced people, people that have a high risk tolerance. But those are strategies that people are using, and I would say incorporate it into your investment strategy if you just only use a smaller portion of your capital. Some of your capital, you want to put to some high risk. You don't want to put all of your capital to the high risk areas, but you want to put you may want to put some of your capital to the high risk areas. Why? Because the greater the risk, the greater the opportunity for greater rewards. So, at any rate, in Europe, shares in Unilever are dropping by 4%, and Diageo stocks are up 5% as investors react to their earnings. Diageo is a company that I want to say they do either alcohol or they do guns. Let me look real quick. I think they do alcohol. Diageo is a company that alcohol. They own Smirnoff, Ciroc, Cattell One Vodkas, Captain Morgan's, Bailey's, Don Julio, Tanqueray, and Guinness. So you guys think that when you're drinking these, when you put in the cup, when you you punching the juice, you think you buying from different companies. No, this is all under Diageo brand. They own Crown Royal, Johnny Walker, Smirnoff, Ciroc. You think Ciroc is their own company? No. Diageo owns Ciroc. See, this is the kind of stuff that you learn when you come sit at the kitchen table. At any rate, I'm pretty sure you guys didn't know that. All right. Yes, annual equals 1 year. 4 quarters in a year. So you got quarterly earnings for 4 quarters. Yeah, that's right. So alcohol. So there you go. So you guys that are drinking Ciroc and you're buying it by the bottle, hey, you can not only just drink Ciroc, you may invest in a company like Diageo where you're going to be able to participate in their profits. And while we're talking about Diageo, I might as well just look at this real quick. Diageo over the past year, while people are drinking on Ciroc, they haven't been doing very well. No, they haven't been doing very well. Over the past year, they're only up 3%. Over the past 3 years, they have not been doing very well. Now, at any rate, I just was looking at the chart, see how they have performed. Their stock has not really been moving much at all. It's a great company to look at if you are a swing trader, if you are a day trader. They got movement, but their movement is really roller coaster sideways. So these are entry and exit points. Anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about because I know many guys don't even know what I'm saying. But anyway, I hope that helped you out. What else is happening today? Johnson & Johnson announced it's paying $29.3 billion about a Swiss biopharmaceutical firm, Actelion. So they're actually acquiring a company. Shares in Actelion surged 20% after the announcements. The company's had an off-on relationship. They had been talking about a deal, broke things off in December, only to return a few days later to exclusively talk about a deal. So a biopharmaceutical firm is being bought by Johnson & Johnson, and they're paying $29.3 billion to buy that. A U.S. stock market hit all-time highs yesterday. If you weren't aware, we broke that $20,000 benchmark or 20,000-point benchmark yesterday, and it looks like we'll reach new highs today. It looks like another big day for stocks moving today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average surpassed 20,000-point level on Wednesday for the first time ever. NASDAQ rose 1%, S&P 500 by 0.8%. And here's my question, guys. I continue to ask this. How long are we going to watch other people make money? How long are we going to sit on the sidelines, watch everybody else make money, getting record highs, record profits, record return on investment while we sit on the sideline? A dividend stock session? Yeah, we can do that. Well, one of the things we're going to talk about REITs, remember? So that's a dividend or income investing. We can definitely talk about dividend investing. All this stuff is going to be coming down the pike. So we do have Club Millie that just opened. What Club Millie is going to give you an opportunity to all of the sessions that we have. Instead of having to pay for them each separately, you just pay one thing a month. It's $20 a month, and then all the investment sessions that we have. So like we have title tonight. Well, if you register for Club Millie, then you will be able to come to the title session tonight for free. You'll be able to come to the marijuana session for free. You won't have to keep paying every time we have a session. You just come to whatever session you want to come to, and it's available to you. So that's what comes along. A lot comes along with the Club Millie membership, but that's part of it. And so when we do bring these other sessions, the REIT session that's coming down the pipe, we start talking about dividend investing, we start talking about real estate investing, all this stuff. You'll be able to come to those things for free. So, I mean, included in your membership. So I would encourage you to sign up for the membership so you don't have to just keep paying, $10, $15, $20, $25 here, there. You just pay one membership amount a month, and you can come to everything you want to come to. Anyway, the U.S. stock futures are pushing up again. European markets are mostly rising early trading. Asian markets ended the day with gains. We have a Brexit watch. Again, Brexit is Britain, who is leaving, looks like they're going to be leaving the EU. So new data shows UK fourth quarter GDP grew 0.6% over the third quarter, matching the rate of growth recorded in the previous 2 quarters. The data shows United Kingdom's GDP grew by 2% for the year as a whole, down 2.2% in 2015 to 3.1% in 2014. Clearly, life goes on despite the Brexit vote, said Alan Clark, an economist of Scotiabank. So again, earnings are starting to roll out. Again, we got companies like Comcast, Caterpillar, Ford, Chrysler, Sherwin-Williams, Southwest Air. They're reporting probably as we speak. And then after the bell, the big one is going to be Google. You got Starbucks and Microsoft. A lot of people are going to make money today on Google, especially our option traders, our day traders. They're going to make a lot of money tonight or this afternoon on Google, because Google always moves. It's up or down. It makes people a lot of money. Starbucks too. Starbucks doesn't move as briskly as Google. Everyone is waiting to see what Google is going to report. Not only just their quarterly earnings, but also what their guidance looks like in the future. I mean, the biggest, one of the largest tech companies in the world, everyone has their eye on Google. And if you can't afford, $800 a share, this is why people play options, so they can, they don't have to spend $800 to play an option. They can spend $100 or, $200 or something like that and see massive growth when the movement of Google takes off. So it's going to move tonight. Which way? That's what you're betting on. Is it moving up or is it moving down? When they report their earnings, that is what you're betting on when you play options or you day trade. So anyway, so that's what's going on. Let's take a look at what's going on in the global market. Again, we are in a global economy. World stocks climbed strongly on Thursday, with investors basking in the afterglow of the break past 20,000 points on Wall Street. So basically, as the domestic or the United States stock market does well, we start to see the rest of the markets, which are open when we're closed, or they're trading when we're sleeping. It goes on, and they're calling this the Trump bump, something like that. But the Trump trade, based on hopes of United States stimulus reflating growth, would appear to be back on, egged on by some impressive corporate earnings, higher commodity prices, and signals that the global growth is finally finding some traction. And let's take a look at the volatility index to see, are people greedy? I would imagine they're more greedy today than they were yesterday. And so it bumped up. So yesterday, the emotion in the market, basically you got fear and greed. When people are fearful, they sell. When people are greedy, they buy. So there's a lot of buying going on in the market, and it's continuing to move up. So think about it this way: supply and demand, right? So as people put more and more money into the market, or as they buy some particular asset more, then that means that there is a demand for that asset. And because there is a demand for that asset, then the price of that asset rises. You see what I'm saying? Because when you buy, someone is selling. So if say me and you, right, we both own an iPhone. We both own iPhones, and we both want to sell our iPhones. And the person that bought your iPhone just paid, let's just say, $100 for your iPhone. And now I have an iPhone left, but now it's only one iPhone available to be sold. It was 2 iPhones, but now there's only one. So now, because of the demand for the iPhone, I can sell my phone because I have the last one left. This is how the prices of stocks move based on demand. So as more and more people are trying to buy Apple stock or an iPhone, let's just use it as a comparison, it's causing the price of that asset, which is the iPhone or the stock, to rise, because now there's more people buying than there are people selling. Or, you know what I'm saying? So as a seller, it's a benefit to me more people buying. That's greed. So it would make sense for me to not make sense, but that's a good thing for my stock because it becomes more valuable because more people want to buy it. So what I'm saying is I want you to start thinking about the stock market as a market. And I compare it to, if you go to the grocery store, it's a market. If there's a whole bunch of grapes that the farmers have made or planted, and it's a whole bunch, it's grape season, then guess what? When you go to the market to buy grapes, they're going to be less expensive because they have too much supply. Off season, right? And the grapes are in the market. You wonder how in the world we got grapes in winter and they don't even have no, you know what I'm saying? When it's off season, grapes are more expensive because the supply is less and the demand is probably less as well. People change their eating habits based on the seasons. So I want you to start thinking about, as any market, the only difference is instead of grapes, we've got great big companies that we are buying and selling in the stock market, the same way that people are buying and selling. You got farmers that are selling, you got customers that are buying at the farmers market. It's a market. So this is how I'm trying to help you understand the stock market. It's just different language to other things that we do in everyday life, and then you can begin to understand the stock market. So hopefully that helped. It's just an asset. I'm just replacing a stock. I'm just replacing a stock with a physical house that you might buy. The real estate market is no different than the stock market. It's just physical versus, virtual. The cashless society. Money is moving around, but I haven't physically given you $1. But you got $1 in your bank account. You see what I'm saying? Like instead of me coming to your house and giving you $100, I just wired it to your bank account. And then you go to your bank account and say $100 more. We didn't physically exchange gold or silver or dollars or notes. We electronically did it. And so that's why I'm able to electronically use my phone to make money without having to leave my house. Anyway, I don't know, but that's what's up. So anyway, that's what's going on in the market today. Again, upcoming events. If you were saying, hey, I don't understand the market, I want to learn more about this, then we got investment sessions that you can come to, very low cost. If you sign up for the money membership, the Club Millie membership, you just pay $20 a month. You can come to all the sessions for free. We also rolling out the whole Club Millie plan next week. So if you want to get the full plan, you sign up for that so that you can get a full understanding of what we're doing by trying to help 1,000 people save and invest $1,000 in 2017. Individually, you'll have $1,000, have $1 million. And that's what you call leverage. So everybody put in the comments below leverage. That's what you call power in a capitalistic society, where you can now take that group economic concept that we're talking about and you can put it to good use. You can invest back into your community. You can help small businesses to that have these great ideas, but they don't have the capital. You become an investor for them. You become a bank for them. You say, screw you, Mr. Wall Street. Screw you, Mr. Uncle Sam. Screw you, Mr. Banker. I can go and I can buy this property cash. See what I'm saying? That's power. That can do. We all just got to decide that we want to do it. So I already know that there's going to be plenty of people who ain't going to be ready to rock and roll. But that's okay, because I know that there's going to be a remnant. There's going to be 20%. The 80-20 rule, there's going to be 20% of you who are going to be like, let's get this done. That's all I need. I'm just looking for the 20%. I'm not looking for 100%. I'm looking for the 20% that is serious about having massive success this year. I got the plan. It came to me. I'm rolling it out, and we're going to make this thing happen. Anyway, this is ERGJ from ERGJ Enterprises on New Black Wall Street with your news that you can use today in the market. Remember this, guys. It takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build.
The New Black Wall Street. Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope you use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode of The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street.